This Book is Gay by Juno Dawson was found in a 7th grade classroom at Collinswood Middle School. It was also on the ELA recommended reading list for 7th graders at J.M. Robinson. I'm going to read from Chapter 9, The Ins and Outs of Gay Sex, starting at page 201, Part 1, Boy on Boy Sex.
Where I live, if I'm a parent and someone shows that book to my child and I become aware of it, oh God, hell will break loose, oh. You will tell me your goal. You see, when degenerates are now in charge of educating your young child, you know your society is in big trouble and your civilization is definitely on the verge of imminent collapse. You know, Andrew Tate was banned from all social media platforms. He was banned from all social media platforms because some of his takes were considered highly controversial and not suitable for young minds, right? Meanwhile, high school teachers in the West are exposing students to pornographic content from all indications, they are likely to get away with it without any repercussions. I mean, who would have thought that these teachers saw Andrew Tate as a competition, right? I guess they did. They saw him as a competition, like how there's some bald-haired Romanian former kickboxer beat them in the race to destroy the minds of young preteen or teenage boys, right? Besides, this depraved teacher with blue hair and ghost pronouns or whatever neo pronoun they can come up with don't think it best for little boys to aspire to be rich, successful, and confident like Tate. No, they shouldn't. That's toxic masculinity aimed at facilitating the patriarchy and a system of oppression against every oppressed group imaginable, especially the ones demanding to be addressed by new pronouns as they undergo some serious identity crisis. We all know it is not difficult for these demented sick freaks to come up with some social justice warrior bullshit explanation about why your child of 12 and below should learn about oral sex instead of English and sciences. Wasn't it Solomon who said, teach a child the way he should blow, right? And when he's old, he won't depart from it. You know, there was a time when all a parent needed to worry about when it came to public schools was the wave of incompetent teachers that has submerged the public school system. The school hires a totally unredeemable failure, and the broken, corrupt teachers union say you can't fire them, right? But honestly, the problem of dumb teachers producing even dumber students with no intellectual value to add to society is quite a universal phenomenon. I won't say it is something that is peculiar to the West or any part of the world, except people in China. I guess they have really strong education system, but in Nigeria, the Nigerian public secondary schools are plagued with the same, if not the worst version of the same disease. It's like a pandemic at this point. But Americans and the West, as always, have outdone themselves. They've really outdone themselves. It's not enough that teachers these days are mediocres at their job. That's a mountain of incompetence that have already been conquered. Now the new goal is to corrupt and poison the mind of poor innocent children. Now, what I'm about to show you is a really disturbing video. In this viral video, it has gone viral on Twitter. A very concerned parent reads the content of a book a so-called teacher brings to their classroom, right? And the shared content on this book is another level of debauchery that definitely has no place in the classroom. Just watch.
This Book is Gay by Juno Dawson was found in a 7th grade classroom at Collinswood Middle School. It was also on the ELA recommended reading list for 7th graders at J.M. Robinson. I'm going to read from Chapter 9, The Ins and Outs of Gay Sex, starting at page 201, Part 1, Boy on Boy Sex. Perhaps the most important skill you will master as a gay or bi man is a timeless classic, the handjob. Good news is you can practice it on yourself. The bad news is each guy has become very used to his own way of getting himself off. Learning how to find a partner's personal style can take ages, but it can be very rewarding when you do. Something they don't teach you in school is that in order to be able to come at all, you or your partner may need to finish off with a handy. A lot of people find it hard to come through other types of sex. That is fine and certainly not something you have to apologize for. A good handy is all about the wrist action. Rub the head of his back and forth with your hand. Try different speeds and pressures until he responds positively. A bad handy is grasping a penis and shaking it like a ketchup bottle. Finally, my misunderstanding about rubbing two peens together wasn't far off the mark. Rubbing them together in one hand feels awesome. Mega combo handy, trademark pending. It's no wonder that 92% of CMS graduating seniors aren't college or career ready when you're instructing them on how to give blowjobs and handies instead of teaching them how to add and subtract. Superintendent, you stated this book was, quote, brought into the classroom by a teacher with no intent to allow students access. Any teacher that puts material like this on his or her bookshelf is either a bad teacher or a pedophile who grooms children.
Your 2 minutes are up. Thank you.
We will vote you out November 8th. You are not leaders.
I'm not on the ballot November 8th, but...
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Hey. The most important skill you can master as a gay or bi man is the timeless classic, the hand job. Right? Something they don't teach you in school. No shit. Something they don't teach you in school is in order for you and your partner to come at all, you may have to finish off with a handy. Right? A bad handy is grabbing a penis and shaking it like a ketchup bottle. Yeah, that's funny, I guess. This is what this teacher considered to be the skill set for the leaders of tomorrow. This is what passes for basic education. This is chapter 1 in the biology textbook, right? Or number 4 on a child's reading list. And you might say, oh, Frank, you're wrong. It was placed on the teacher's bookshelf or on their table. It wasn't intended for students' consumption. That's not a problem, right? Right? But where I'm from, student gets suspended for bringing Playboy magazines to school. I can't imagine what will happen to a kid who dares to smuggle this kind of book into school in a Nigerian school. I can't imagine what will happen. Let's just say that corporal punishment will be administered to a highly inhumane degree. It is not going to be a fun experience for that child. Oh my God, it is going to be deadly. But teachers shouldn't even think of doing this. A sane teacher should not consider doing this. It should never cross their mind. There is a time and a place. I mean, who is so obsessed with sex that they will bring porn to their office? I guess Americans would. Americans with reprobate mind, cursed with immorality, who deem it fit to expose children to something that will ruin their mind and negatively affect them as they advance in age. These teachers don't belong in the classroom. They shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a child. But unfortunately, we have people with this level of wickedness residing in their damned souls. And some people think it's okay for them to allow this kind of teachers in an academic institution meant to instruct young children. I mean, how is this not child abuse? Where I live, if I'm a parent and someone shows that book to my child and I become aware of it, oh God, hell will break loose. Oh, you will tell me your goal. You will explain yourself. No. You will tell me your aims and objective. You will tell me who sent you. I mean, by the time I'm done treating your screw up, the demons inside you will disappear. Like something is fundamentally wrong with you, and that's just me repeating the obvious at this point. I know. You will say, Frank, calm down. This has nothing to do with you. Yes, I'm just a Nigerian observer. I live in a nation where no teacher would dare to do such an evil thing. They won't even think about it. They won't imagine it, even in their wildest dream. It will never cross their, in their wildest imagination, they will never think of doing such a wicked thing as this. And if they should try it, there will be no hiding place for them. They will just have to leave this country. And I guess America will be ready to welcome them with open arms. But I don't think anyone will hear this parent exposing the wickedness and depravity of this teacher and not feel sick to their stomach. Like, that is the appropriate reaction. And that teacher and those who allow such a person to continue to teach in a public school filled with young kids and teenagers, that person and those people should not have a job in any learning institution for children at all. They should be relieved of their duties so they can pursue their passion on Pornhub or OnlyFans. And if they excel in those places, they can make it to RuPaul's Drag Race, right? That is where they belong. Not in a classroom, for Christ's sake. Not there. At all.